Hello, everybody. This is the last lecture for our course. So we'll go into important resources and acronyms in validation. So part one covers important validation organizations. As we all know, of course, the US FDA Food and Drug Administration is overall governing body for the pharmaceutical industry. They also govern validation. Um, They cover how a facility should be validated, and usually when they come in for inspection, um, they want to look at all your validation activities that took place because that kind of sets the standard for all your manufacturing practices. So FDA is the governing body for not only the regulation of the drugs coming out, but also they look at validation and other risk-based approaches you took to get to your day-to-day manufacturing. Another organization that oversees validation is the ICH, Harmonization for Better Health. So they kind of give more so the CGMP guidance, go over pharmaceutical development, your risk management, your quality systems, the development and manufacture of drug substances, and technical and regulatory considerations. So the ICH is also another organization to be familiar with. So we've covered the ISO, or the International Organization for Standardization. So it's a dependent non-governmental organization comprised of members from over 165 countries. So they publish standards that cover everything from manufactured products and technology to food safety, agriculture, and healthcare. You also have the PDA, or stands for Parental Drug Association. It's a global provider of science, technology, and regulatory information for the pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical communities. And then last but not least, you have ISPE, International Society for Pharmaceutical Engineering, as a non-for-profit association serving its members by leading scientific, technical, and regulatory advancement throughout the entire pharmaceutical life cycle. So I, I have been a part of ISPE, and it's also a good organization to be a part of if you're trying to network with like-minded individuals within the pharmaceutical space, and also to get up to date. They have a lot of ISPE guidelines that helps you stay up to date on current validation regulations, because it's always constantly changing. So it's good to stay on top of the current regulations. So ISPE is definitely an organization that you might want to tap into, look into, and if you have a local chapter, be involved because it's a good way to stay up to date on different um, practices that are going on within the pharmaceutical environment. You also have the UDRA book, it's Compendium of EU Pharmaceutical Law. So more so for products that will be regulated or be made or used in Europe. This organization kind of oversees products from a EU standpoint or European standpoint. So next we're going to important resources and acronyms, common industry terms. So once you start working for a company, you'll soon realize that a lot of companies use acronyms. A lot of them kind of are the same, some are different. Sometimes there's hundreds of acronyms, so it's hard to keep up with. But some of the most standard or universal acronyms are what we have listed here. So when you see API, it means active pharmaceutical ingredient. CFR is your Code of Federal Regulations. CGMP, current good manufacturing practices. GEP, good engineering practices. ISO, International Organization for Standardization. And of course, SOP is your standard operating procedure. But for a complete list of the industry terms and acronyms, definitely click on that link and I'll give you more. And as you work in your organization, you'll definitely see a lot more acronyms, and just get to understand that because people start getting into meetings and they talk, they don't say the definition, they're talking acronyms. So it's good to stay on top of that. But that's it for this course. That's it for this lecture. It's kind of a wrap up. But I hope you guys were able to really learn and understand the ins and outs of validation. Well, not all the ins and outs, but at least you get a basic understanding of validation. And once you start working in your jobs, at least you have that basic mindset, and then you'll be able to build upon that in your working career. But if you have any questions, any comments, um, or you want any advice, feel free to get in contact with me. You have my number, you have my email, and I wish you the best of luck as you go through uh, finalizing your degree and you start working. Um, Thank you again.